Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Demora, and I am bringing you the new moon recording, new moon astrocast. We have a new moon coming up on October 6th, and it's a beautiful new moon, and there's a lot to it with just a little bit of aspects. So there's only two major aspects with this new moon, but both of those aspects are really powerful. And so I want you to understand what's going on with this energy. First thing I want to say before we drop in is those of you who are here in Encinitas or anywhere in the surrounding vicinity, Leucadia, Carlsbad, La Costa, I'm hosting the new moon sound bath on Monday. So it is a couple of days before the new moon. We're hosting it on Monday at 6 p.m. At Alila Morera. So if you're interested in that, the link is in my bio or on my website. You can also reach out to me. I'm more than happy to send you the link. These events always sell out. They are an outdoor event. We hold about 50 people for the sound bath. It's been incredible. So reach out to me at danademara.com if you want to attend that. I think there's a few spots left. Okay. New moon in Libra. Okay, so if you didn't hear the October astrology, I would go back and listen to it if I were you. I can repost it if you'd like. For some reason, my IGTV is working now, so I will try to post that again to Instagram. But the big thing about the October astrology, honestly, is that it's just so much air. There's so many things still moving and processing. It's not like having 5 planets in Capricorn. We've got 5 planets in air signs. And so everything's kind of like all over the place. And there's a few things happening with this new moon in particular that I think is really important. One thing I want to share with you is, actually two. One thing is, please remember that everything that I'm sharing with you is kind of a general overview of what's going on. Some of this will land with you, some of it will not. A lot of it is dependent upon how it matches up with your chart. So everybody's different. Everybody will experience this new moon in some way, shape, or form. Okay. The other thing is, remember that each planet, each sign, everything, each human has a light and a dark, has a feminine and a masculine side. So when I talk about, for example, Uranus, right? Uranus has this energy that is inspiring and can offer up fantastic ideas and, breakthroughs, right? At the same time, it can also offer up anxious thoughts, ruminating thoughts, breakdowns instead of breakthroughs, right? So just keep this in mind, okay, as we go through this. I'm going to share my screen because that's what I do. All right, and I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see it. Okay, so here we go. New moon. New moon happens on October 6th at 4:05 a.m. Mark your calendars. I know for me, I'll probably wake up wide awake. Hello, new moon. New moon is the time where we can't see the moon. Honestly, it's very dark, and this is actually perfect because before the new moon happens, a couple of days before and a couple of days after is really when the energy is super ripe. So this is great that we're learning about this a little bit early. You can get prepared. It's a time to set seeds. It's a time to plant your intentions, right? It's not time to, well, celebration is good anytime, but it's really a time to plant those seeds. So this new moon is at 13 degrees, and you can see that right here. Okay, the number 13 is important, and it's important to this in particular process. And that's because the number 13 is a number of the divine feminine. So we have 13 lunation cycles in a calendar year. Friday the 13th is known as, it gets a bad rap, it's known as being an unlucky day. It's actually a very auspicious day. It's the day of Venus. The 13 is a number of the divine feminine. So we've got this new moon sitting here at 13 degrees, a number of divine feminine at Libra. And then you'll see that Mars and Mercury is still sitting there in Libra. I talked about that in the October astrology. That's a lot of energy. And Mars is actually conjunct to this new moon. And, first thing I want to say, I'm going to back up. Libra is relationships. Libra is harmony. Libra wants balance. So, and I'll show it to you. So there it is. And then I'll just show you this too, because I'm going to talk about this. This green dotted line is it's making a quincunx to Uranus. So we have this, and that's a pretty powerful aspect too. I'm going to stop share just so that I can look at you again. So with this energy that we have coming up, first of all, new moon, all those planets, it's a stellium, it's 4 planets, cosmic bodies, sitting in Libra. So a lot of energy around Libra and what that means. And that means finding balance and harmonious relationships. Libras aren't always balanced. They're looking for balance, right? So they're always trying to find that sense of balance within themselves and in life. We also have Mars and Mercury, which is in retrograde in the sign of Libra. So there's a lot of energy around this sign of Libra. There's a lot of energy around finding balance and understanding our relationship to everything around us. And there's just a lot of air. Now, after the 10th, we start having some of those planets that are in retrograde go direct. But until then, everything is still in a rewind. I'm gonna share my screen with you again, and I'll put on my glasses again. Okay, so we have all these planets in retrograde. You can see it right here, but after the 10th, a lot of the planets start going direct. And again, you can read about that in the October Astrology. But because this, because the new moon lands in Libra, we also, and at the number 13, we also have to understand what the ruling planet is, which is Venus. So we also now have this energy around finances and what we value, how we value ourselves, our relationships, our love, how we define love, how we value love, where we place our money, where we put our attention in relationships. Like there's a huge Venus impact with this new moon. Okay, so I want you to understand that for any other reason, that this is a big focus on what you value and your relationships. And because it's conjunct Mars, there's two ways to look at this. One is you'll create like this energy of a forward momentum around that project, that relationship, love, like wanting to be in relationship, wanting to start that project, whatever it is for you. And that's great. That's all well and good. But remember a couple of things. Mars is also pushy. So Mars can be not just an initiator, but could be an instigator. Mars could create like anger or angst or irritation, right? Like, come on, I want to get this right now. And what I want you to remember, the two sides. So there's always two sides, right? So if you know that this new moon is conjunct to Mars, then you can say, okay, I'm going to work with this energy, right? So I believe one of the keys to life is learning how to work with energy. And once we learn how to work with it, then we can really try to harness it, right? So instead of getting angsty about something, which can easily happen with 5 planets in retrograde, especially Mercury. I just experienced that the other day. Instead, transform that energy into something productive. So if you feel yourself getting frustrated about something, whatever it is, just like use air, use all that air, take a breath, walk away, try something new, use the energy wisely right now. Okay. Be in a place of like confidence around your abilities, your worthiness, what you desire, the feelings that you have around some passionate project or person, whatever it is, just have some confidence around that and know that if something isn't turning out exactly the way you want it in that moment, the worst thing you can do is like charge forward. Sometimes it is about pushing through your fears. Right now it's not, and I'll show you why. Hold on, let me so see this little rectangle here, look at all that energy and air. Like, forget about it, just like, wah, let it go, let it flow. Okay, so that's kind of the deal. Big things happening right now. I really encourage you to listen to the October astrology forecast if you haven't already, because I talk all about how, you know, these 5 planets are going direct before the end of the month. And so, you know, don't get pissed off about something, because that just might blow you out of the water, off the Richter scale, you know. So just stay in a place of, you know, being in a flow. Take time for meditation, take time to do the things that really appeal to that sense of connection. And remember, this is about the divine feminine. This is about feminine energy. This is about your finances, your worthiness, your value, love, relationship. Okay. The other thing, and I left this up on purpose, is this quincunx to Uranus. So again, Uranus, every planet has 2 sides, right? Just like us, we have feminine and masculine side, right? We have all of these different aspects to ourselves, and how it shows up is, you know, how we're responding to life, not reacting. So the new moon is quincunx to Uranus, which again could create tension, could create anxious feelings, could create nervousness, right? Maybe excitement, because Uranus is freedom. Uranus is liberation. Uranus is like, you know, the higher mind. And so with Uranus being the higher mind, Uranus is excited about all these things coming up, and there's radical change, and there's you know, enthusiasm around things happening. At the same time, there could be impatience, there could be you know, a dishonoring of the steps that need to happen, and that's Saturn. So remember, Saturn and Uranus are squaring pretty much all year. And so, you know, if you're kind of 10 steps ahead of yourself without working through karma or your responsibilities or what it is that you need to take care of first, that energy is going to just pull you right back. I don't really know how to say it. The other way to look at this energy, though, too, is that when Uranus is playing a supportive role, you have the ability to work through some limiting, I don't want to say beliefs, but I will, because it's the only way I can say it, limiting beliefs that you may have around yourself or life, or just kind of like how you function in the world. So it's a really beautiful time to be able to use the energy to begin to move forward. You know, I would say, and again, that it really goes into the October astrology, but with this new moon in particular, I would say look at where there's maybe some imbalance in your life, and ask yourself how you can, what, I don't want to say how, let's say what you can begin to implement in your life that will provide a sense of balance. And maybe it's a new habit, maybe it's letting go of something. The other bit is, though, too, what projects have you been working on, or what relationships have you not been jumping into or moving toward, based on some limiting belief that you have about yourself or your value or your worthiness? Like what have you been like putting off to the side? You know, you have these like piles of work, whatever, projects, and instead of going that one, you're like, I'll just put this over here, I'll just save that for later. Well, later's now. Later is now. So, you know, but don't rush either. Don't rush, because there's still all these planets in retrograde, and Saturn and Uranus still need to square each other one more time this year. So there's still lots of things in flux. So don't push, but definitely keep going in a sustainable, conscious way. Don't back away, don't self-sabotage. Just plant those seeds with confidence and know that they will start to come to fruition. By the end of October, things that you have been working on are going to just start to, like, it's almost like this whoosh of energy is going to come in. You're going to go, whoa, what? That was the missing piece. Okay, so just kind of be stabilized during this energy. And, as always, doesn't matter where the moon is, I would say give gratitude for like what you have. And if you want to tell somebody like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for you, or I'm so grateful for this, or whatever, like, do that regardless of where the moon is, because it's just a good thing to do and it makes everyone feel good. And then the energy starts to align and you can like work with it, right? Instead of swimming upstream or pushing the river. So again, the new moon is until the 6th, but I'm hosting a new moon sound bath on the 4th at Alila. So if you want to come to that, get your tickets soon. If you want your chart read, reach out to me. I love reading people's charts. It's super fun, very enlightening. You can find all that on my website, danadamara.com. In the meantime, have a gorgeous rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Mwah. Namaste. Take care.